Hi, friends. Hi, friends. Welcome to the Putting You Back Together Again show. I'm Rochelle Booker, aka Coach Ro. Today we're talking about astrology and how it affects our lives. In fact, astrology is more than just a belief system. It's a powerful tool that can have a profound impact on our lives. By examining the positions of celestial bodies at the time of our birth, astrology offers insights into our personality, relationships, career choices, and decision-making processes. Wow, that's pretty deep. So who would have figured astrology is that deep, right? So the movements of the planets can actually affect our everyday lives in unexpected ways. Let's take a deeper look into space to gain a better understanding of what this all means, right? We need some help to put all this into perspective. And we have two special guests who are going to help us do just that. So sitting to my right is my lovely, adorable daughter, Brianna Booker.
Hello, guys. I'm back again.
She's back in action. Brianna's a poet and artist. So she is no stranger to the show. You've been on, what, 3 shows now? I think this is number 4.
Yeah, 3 or 4.
Yeah, so welcome back.
Thank you.
Brianna is also an aspiring entrepreneur.
Yes.
So you want to say anything about that real quickly?
Yes. So I am an aspiring entrepreneur. I created my own handmade oil scrub product for your skin. It's pretty much for your hands and your feet. My product is called the Phoenix Scent. You can find me on Instagram. So yes, I am working on that right now, as well as a commercial for my mom's podcast. You guys will see soon.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just working on completing that right now, and getting things in order as far as labeling and things like that goes. Mm-hmm. But yes. I do have I do ship out of Houston. So if you do live in Houston or around the area and you would like to try my product or just check me out on Instagram, then let me know. And you guys can find me at the Phoenix Scent on Instagram.
All right. Oh, so we can't wait till you launch it and roll everything out.
Thank you.
I'm going to have all that for my hands, my feet. I'm going to be looking good.
And get you right.
That's right. Get me right. Second guest. Okay. Hi. Thank you for calling into the Putting You Back Together Again show. Who are we talking with?
Talking to Cameron.
Oh, hey, Cameron. I was just about to introduce you, so great timing that you call into the show. Cameron Wilson is our second guest, and he's an astrology enthusiast. So, so welcome, both of you guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate you for having me on y'all platform.
Absolutely. Thank you for making time. We really appreciate it. We know you have a lot of insight to add here. So I read the definition of what astrology is. So let's break it down for our audience and put it into context, because I'm sure inquiring minds want to know, like, what's all this astrology all about, and why is it significant? Why is it important?
Okay. My favorite topic.
It's your favorite topic. Okay. And why is it your favorite? Why are you so passionate about it? Because you talk to me about it all the time. She's like, okay, what time of day were you born? What day of the week were you born? What does all this mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so I first came into astrology around 2017, the end of 2017. So I've been into it for about 6-7 years now. Mm-hmm. And the main thing for me, I guess, well, just in general, I love to learn.
Yeah.
And the more that I learned about astrology, the more I learned about myself.
Oh.
And I think that's just over time. I don't know. I kind of just feel more in love with it and more passionate because, and it's fun.
It's fun.
It's intricate. There's a lot of different parts to it
I
to
see.
learn and break down.
Right.
So I don't know. I think I really just kind of fell in love with being able to do that. And it's fun. It's fun being able to teach people too, and get other people to learn more about themselves through astrology. So yeah, I just enjoy it.
So it's self-discovery, self-awareness. Those things, are very prevalent.
It's a tool.
And it's a tool that people use can kind of to enhance that. So, and then help us to understand, and Cameron, you can chime in. What is it that people are learning more about themselves? How is it a practical tool, and how is it useful for people?
Well, when people ask me about astrology, I always tell them that it's a way that you can not only understand yourself better, but the world around you better and the world we live in better. So with that being said, what I started finding in astrology was my talents. You know what I'm saying? Like, I started finding out that I got potential to be a great artist and a great fighter, you know what I mean, and a great philosopher. That's what I seen in my chart and had to learn. And with people, the more they understand and study it, and the more authors they read throughout time, like they'll see what potential they have in themselves, and they won't, because it's a lot of people in the it's a lot of people in the world that feel like they don't have any talent, or they lack a sense of direction in life, and astrology can help you with that. You know, because like astrology can show you what kind of careers you into or predestined to be into, stuff like that,
Yeah. Oh, and I love that word, predestination and predeterminism. That's very important because, and even if you look at it from a spiritual perspective, because our wonderful pastor just preached a sermon about predestination, or he had it tied into the overall message on Sunday about, God does predestine us, not just, the elect of God as far as, who he chooses to be adopted into the Christian family as believers to come to know Christ and obviously accept, salvation as a free gift from God. But also, I believe he predestined us as far as the spiritual gifts that he gives to us. So to your point about the talents and gifts, we can even take that to a higher, holier level with spiritual gifts and talents, which I believe that's what some of you guys are talking about. Because you're using your gifts to make a difference and make an impact in the world, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I like that. Yeah, that's really deep. That's good.
And I was gonna say,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say too, I'm glad you said that, Cameron, because even for myself, that actually played a catalyst into how I found and discovered more of my purpose and my own personal passion and talent.
Oh, really?
Right.
That's good. I like that.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm laughing at Miss Rochelle. Really?
Yeah, it's good. It's good information. And so, and it ties into the research that I did, ties into, Cameron, what you just said. The research says human beings have always been in the quest to understand our existence and make meaning of our lives. And it's the oldest. Yeah, and it's the oldest system of trying to understand existence and personalities and our personal destinies.
Has been around for a while.
A long time. Yeah. They were using this during the Great Depression. Yeah. I read World War II, World War I, II.
Do it all. And I'm so glad you know that. Y'all, my mom really did her research.
Hey.
I have to did her
I'm
research.
Pat myself on the back.
Yeah, no,
she did her homework, man.
I am a big enthusiast when it comes to research and data. Yeah.
But that's one thing people don't know. They think it's like a new age thing. It just came around. And I'm like, no, it's been here for
a long time. It sure has. Yeah. That is interesting how it's ancient. Yeah.
Astrology's been around for like almost the beginning of human civilization with the ancient Egyptians and the Sumerians.
Oh my!
Like they even use astrology.
Well, come on, historian, take us back. I was back in March, so I was hanging out with the Egyptians.
Yeah, she was
Right?
Yeah.
Miss Rochelle.
That's really interesting. Yes.
Before you get back into the subject
Yes.
of the night, would you please reintroduce the topic for those who are just now tuning in?
Yes, our topic is on the Putting You Back Together Again show. We're talking about astrology and how it affects our lives. Right, how astrology impacts our lives. Because a lot of people have misunderstandings about it. So we just kind of want to clarify it and educate people what it is and what it isn't.
Yes.
So it's just good to sort of enlighten people and just have fun with it. And then how you guys use it to help other people bring self-awareness, discovery, other gifts or talents that may have been hidden, their potential that may have been hidden they didn't know about. So I like that it's very a productive and constructive way of helping people to build a better future, because that's what my platform is all about, is helping people to build a better future, better lives.
Together.
Putting you back together again. Yes.
Real quick, and I'll leave you alone, I promise. Our listening audience, you know, they don't teach us anything in school. So when you say astrology, a lot of people are going to be like, okay, this conversation ain't for me. So break it down for them. Astrology. How does astrology really affect relationships, lives, attitudes? Break that down for them in layman's terms.
I think this is Cameron's turn.
Yeah, I was gonna say, y'all want me to break this down, because I give you a real scoop.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, with astrology, it's so profound that once you start learning and experience it for yourself, you will see how it affects not only just you, and it'll affect everybody around us. Okay, like for example, Mercury, right? In astrology, Mercury is the planet of communication, how we talk to each other, how we travel to short distances in our neighborhoods, right? Okay, every 3 weeks or so often, Mercury, it goes retrograde, meaning it goes backwards in the sign that it's in. And with that being said, when Mercury goes retrograde, communication usually goes haywire during that time. Like schedules for meetings will be thrown off. Like you can run into some light traffic on the way to work. You can experience delays in jobs and homes, stuff like that.
And that's
how
going on right now. Mercury.
Literally.
Right.
Mercury's literally retrograde in Sagittarius as we speak now.
Is that why my dog barks all night and all day? Something's off.
Yes,
real.
That's why we had to.
No, she just
exactly.
ready to get out of the cage.
Yeah,
but
let's put
we're trying to keep it simple too.
We don't want to get too far into the weeds, because people who are sort of new to this. Yeah, it's we don't want to make them overwhelmed with so much. But there's also more research that says planets influence our personality development from the moment we're born. So if people are born at night, does that mean that they may have different personalities than people who are born at different other times of the day, morning or afternoon? Like, does that play a factor as well?
Yeah.
Yes, that plays key roles into it.
Wow. So people born at night are really crazy, because I was born in the morning. So.
I'm a morning child too.
Your morning starts to see. I know some crazy folks. They were all born at night. Yeah. No, but seriously.
But it's not just
that. And also I can speak for myself. People that I've either dated or just were friends with say like they were all Scorpio or a particular sign. I would say 99% of them all had the same personality traits and characteristics. Like that is so just bizarre.
And that was another thing too. So I'm not sure if we will be able to pull up an image on here, but I wanted to kind of go into that and break down like your personal.
Oh, you talk about me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, since she is the host, I thought why not use you as an example?
Okay. It's all good stuff, right?
No, it's good. Yeah, it's positive. Even me and Cam, we went over this.
Oh, okay. Well, let us see it. Okay. So is that the charts that you guys were talking about? Like the okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is called a birth chart or astrological chart.
I did not receive.
Oh yeah. No, he did. Did you email it?
No, I
didn't. Oh yeah. He would have to. Who has?
Does
Cameron? Do you have that chart that you can share? Okay, you can.
Yes, ma'am.
You can email it to our producer, and then he can put it up on the screen. This is really interesting. And while he's doing that, let's chat a little bit more about the construct of, what you guys are getting ready to do. Just give the audience a little bit of background of what, and put in perspective what we're getting ready to do.
Okay. So it's called a birth chart, right? So pretty much it's kind of like a map of like your mind.
A map of your mind. Ooh,
yes.
Wow. Okay.
That's what I like to call it. A lot of other people, call it that too. But so when you see it, it depends like what kind of chart you use. Some charts you'll see a bunch of lines, which is the one you'll probably see on here that Cam's about to pull up. Other charts, it's actually like a list. So I'll say your sun sign was Capricorn.
Oh.
Then you have a moon sign. And
I saw that moon sign, planet sign, sun.
Yeah. So it's like 12 planets. We have 12 planets.
And so the 12 constellations are the actual signs, zodiac signs, right? Is that the 12 constellations?
The 12 constellations, yeah.
Is that something?
Aries through Pisces.
Through Pisces. Okay.
And so it also kind of adds up and aligns with the seasons. It's a lot to explain.
Oh, with the seasons too.
Yeah,
wow.
Like Aries through the first few signs, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, that's spring season.
Oh.
Cancer, Leo, Virgo, that's summertime. So it's really just different names that they use as far as scientists and philosophers to keep track of the seasonal changes.
Oh, really?
But it all relates like what's happening outside of us as far as changes of the weather, the changes of the seasons, the shifts of the planets. It affects us as well internally. And so astrology is basically just that map and that tool to help us better understand how what's going on outside of us starts inside of us first.
It starts inside of us first.
So like, for example, coming into winter season, this is a time where we start to shed.
Shed? What you shedding, girl?
No, like dead weight. That no longer serve us. Is in a figurative sense, we start to hibernate, right? We're more indoors, but not just physically, but spiritually as well. We spend more time inside.
That's true, because you're right. Because I love that. I love how you tie it into spirituality, because we do talk about the different seasons from a spiritual perspective. The summer, winter, and because every season can't be summer and spring. Right. There are some, gloomy seasons like the winter where we might be in the valley. Right. We're not on that mountaintop like in the summer and this, springtime. Sometimes we're in the valley, which that's more like winter. It could be dark, a dark place for us. Cold, dark. I love that. I love how you tie that into spirituality. That's good. Do we have the image that we can put up, or we're still waiting on that?
Were you able to email it, Cam?
Let me try again.
Yeah, it may have gone into this. So how do people know, is there like a season that's really prime for like dating? Is it more the summer, spring, where more people are actively dating too? Like, does that play a part into it, or it's just that?
Well, I think during like the spring or summertime, more people are having sex.
Oh, and hot summer sex, hot summer love.
Yeah,
he's on hot summer love. Yeah.
So
see,
I think just figuratively speaking though as well. I mean, naturally, just during spring and summertime, we're more inclined to want to mate.
Yeah,
want to mate.
mating seasons. I like some animals.
I mean, but yeah, it's
Do
true.
you have
Even the
y'all-
animals, they mate
The mating
more
season,
during spring and summer.
and they're hibernating. Some do. Well, all animals don't hibernate like bears, but like so. Have you guys done any research on what time of year, like the seasons, on when more children are born? That way you can see the conception when kids are being conceived, babies are being conceived. Do y'all have that?
I could give you like 3 or 4 signs right now that could indicate the having a lot of kids and being real procreative around that time.
Really?
So yes. So one sign off the top of my head is automatically going to Leo. Because yes, Leo season, smack dab in the middle of summer.
Just talk about that.
Yeah.
And girl, you are a Cancer.
Yeah.
So okay. Wow. So Cameron, are you a Leo?
No, ma'am, I'm a Libra myself.
You're a Libra. Okay. So we tend to see more activity around that sort of time of year. That's
yes, because if I could just jump deeper into it real quick.
Sure.
The sign Leo, it represents kids, right? It represents the romance, and you ever hear that saying, it was love at first sight and they felt sparks when they see each other? That would be Leo. Leo would be the spark that you see in somebody, the fire that you see in somebody when you first meet them, and it gives you that romantic, like, emotional flair to you know what I mean, like, be with them. And with that, in that particular season, that would be one of the more greater times to push for having kids or getting to know someone or just dating in general, like just stepping out and going to meet other people. Leo season would definitely be top 5 on one of those seasons to mingle.
Mingle.
More spicy too. Yeah.
So do you guys typically see, because I've run into this where I've dated people in the past, like, okay, this particular sign, it's never compatible with, like, I'm a Capricorn and I meet people who are a particular sign, and there's always, like, I don't want to say conflict, but there's never like the right type of connection or chemistry. And I know sometimes it's a person, but they happen to be the same sign. So does that have anything to do with it too?
Yes. That plays.
I'm like, I'm not
That's
dating
why
no more Sagittarius. I'm done with Sagittarius.
But that's why I wanted to break down a little bit what's going on, like, with your personal energy. And that's why I was trying to pull up your chart, but I'm not sure if it's
we might be having.
But if not, we can still.
You can still kind of walk through it without the visual, because I'm really interested to hear what you guys came up with. What is my roadmap? You said it has a lot to do with my brain, how intelligent I am.
I mean, that's actually something that we call, like, looking at your Venus.
We call it Venus.
Yeah, it's called the planet Venus.
Planet
right?
Venus. Okay.
You have it in Aquarius.
Does that have to do with?
We call that an intellectual love.
An intellectual love.
You're an intellectual lover.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. And so how did you guys? I am an intellectual lover. I love that. And how did y'all? Now there's some truth to this. And now how did y'all put that together? How did y'all come up with that determination?
You want me to break that down?
I want y'all to break it down. I want to hear it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so Aquarius, right? Aquarius is the polar opposite sign of Leo, meaning Aquarius is the colder version of Leo, and Leo is the hotter version of Aquarius, right? They both have the same similar traits, but they're different. Okay, so with that being said, if Leo represents the fiery, hot romance that you first meet whenever you getting to know someone, then Aquarius is the cool, calm, but still attractive level of friendship that you have whenever you engage with somebody. So how Leos meet each other with passion, Aquarians meet each other with intellect, having high, not high level conversations, but like just informative topics where they can pick each other's brains and see how each other think. That's how a Venus and Aquarius would get with somebody or take interest in someone, is if they have any kind of info that sparks their mind or they take interest in, you know.
Yeah, and I'm a I love to have intellectual, stimulating conversations, even from a theological, spiritual perspective. I mean, it could just be anything. So now I'm a Capricorn. So how does that tie into the Aquarius that he was talking about?
Okay, so can we pull the picture back up?
Did y'all have the wrong map for me, or is that the same? We look at the same.
No,
thing.
that's the right.
That's the right one. Okay.
I just want everyone to be able to see it.
Because that looks like Greek to me. I can't.
That's why I said
It
there's
looks like
a chart where there's a bunch of lines.
I don't read
You're gonna
Greek.
be like, what is this?
Yeah, I don't read Hebrew, Greek, Old Testament, New Testament.
No, this is English.
Okay.
Okay. So, for example, right? Okay, you said your sun in Capricorn. So do you want us to talk more so just about your relationship? You said, why do you attract certain signs that are incompatible?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what would be incompatible?
Well, I mean, that's kind of vague because it has much more to do than just your sun sign.
Oh, okay.
So for example, let's say Taurus or Sagittarius, you may attract, but you may notice you kind of butt heads with them a lot. It may have more to do with just the fact, that person was a Taurus.
Gotcha.
Like I said, it's a whole chart.
So where am I at with like Cancers? Am I compatible with Cancers? Like either just on a friendship level? I guess.
I mean, it's really not. You can be compatible or incompatible with anybody. It really comes down to the person. But energies do play a part into it.
A big part, exactly.
Or, for example, like your moon sign, right? Your moon sign is Pisces. And so your moon sign is where you feel comfortable. How you are in your comfort zone, how you are emotionally comfortable, what makes you feel emotionally safe. And secure. Okay. How you express your feelings and emotions. Right. So with that being in Pisces, that will tie into you being comfortable talking about spirituality, spiritual topics, getting real close to someone, being able to have that emotional bond with someone behind closed doors. But because you're a Capricorn, it could come off sometimes as distant or detached.
Oh.
But
especially with that,
especially
not the bird in, but especially with your Venus and Aquarius, that could give like a cold, nonchalant demeanor whenever you deal with others. Or being that Aquarius is an air sign,
Or either her lover can be like that,
Oh, wow. Okay, we can take a chart because I'm sure people are trying to figure out what is that. Yeah, it looks like something in geometry too. One of the compasses we use in geometry.
Yeah, that's just the type of charts I like to use. Yeah. But there are simpler charts. It's just I've been using this for 7 years now, so I can use them more.
Can I explain that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Right, so those lines that you see in the middle of the circle of the natal chart, those are called aspect lines in astrology. And what aspect lines are, they just show how each planet is connected to one another. Literally, they show you how they shape up with one another on the chart. And so like this is where like astrology gets not only interesting but complex at the same time. Yeah. Because I didn't understand that when I first started studying it.
Yeah, I didn't.
But those shapes, they just basically show you how each one of those planets react and how they connect to one another. That's all those lines represent.
Okay. Yeah, connectivity is really important, right? Yeah. I mean, that's all part of relationships, connectivity and chemistry. Do we have a comment?
Yes.
In the chat. Okay. What about a Leo and a Leo? Good. This is from who?
A lion and a lioness. Huh?
Nicholas. A good question. Alignment and alignment. What do you have to say about Leo and a Leo?
Are
A
you
lion
saying
and
as
a
far
lion.
as romantic?
Yeah, caller, do you want to call in, Mr. Reckless, with any specific questions related to the Leo?
Yeah, like what exactly do you want to know?
Yeah, because let's put it in context so that we can make sure we answer your question. And then Cameron, I know you guys are both familiar with the book. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. No, it's funny. It's like it is. It's a gender difference, a gender gap. Like we are mentally and emotionally from two different planets.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. That sort of divergence between the two sexes, the two genders, and it's so true. It's so true. We are more emotional. Women are a lot more emotional, and I know it can get a lot deeper depending on other things, but just on a high level. Whereas men, they seem more sort of maybe rational. Some men, rational, logical. Whereas women, God created us as to be more emotional, tender, softer. It's just interesting. So I don't know how that all ties into this, but
well, it actually does, because that's where you can look at like your sun sign and your moon sign. That's where that plays out.
Oh.
Like I was saying, like with the moon sign, that goes into Cancer energy, which deals with your emotions, feelings, your feminine energy, which we all have at man and woman.
Right.
But that more so represents women, and even down to your mother, like your birth mother.
Oh.
You can get a better understanding through your moon sign and the state she was kind of in, during, I think like when she gave birth to you.
Oh, okay.
So for example, like when your mother was pregnant with you, she could have had some delusions going on with Pisces, because Pisces deals with delusion.
Yeah.
But whether it's in a relationship,
are you delusional?
But it can also be who's very creative, very like sensitive or hypersensitive.
Oh, yeah.
Someone who's very emotional. Or they like to connect, have deep emotional connections to their lovers and things like that. So that could have been more so the energies your mother was in during the time. And then your sun sign can represent your father.
Oh.
So being a Capricorn, right, you could have had a father maybe that was into like status or business, his career, reputation, things like that.
Yeah,
that's what Capricorn deals with. So it actually plays a part into women and men.
And men.
It's a lot to break down.
It is a lot to compartmentalize.
And I don't want to get too confusing.
But we're gonna keep it kind of high level. But that's really good. It's interesting.
Yeah, and if y'all have specific questions,
please call in.
Yeah.
If you guys are just now tuning in, we are talking about astrology, that fun subject, and how it affects our lives, whether it's personalities, relationships, careers, you name it. So you've got a question, give us a call at 832-560-2885. We'd love to hear from you. So go ahead. You have another point?
Oh no, I was just gonna say I had like a question too. I wanted to.
Oh sure, go ahead.
I just haven't put it out.
Oh, okay. How does it?
Yeah. Okay. So Cameron, this is for you. I'm gonna ask you this. So what would you tell people who have like a misconception of astrology? Like what is something you would tell them as far as about astrology, and maybe how it helped you that they have a misconception about?
Yeah.
I love this question because I get this a lot on Twitter, man.
You do.
Basically what I tell people is you have to, if you first started learning about astrology, give yourself time and patience to really truly understand it. Because if you go in with the mindset that I have to learn this now and it has to make sense to me, you're not gonna get it.
Gotcha.
Astrology is so profound and complex that it literally represents human life and activity, and we're not a simple complex. I mean, we're not a simple people.
That's
like
right.
life is real, like complex and unpredictable. So with that being said, I would say learn from books first before you, or go on. I could recommend some astrology sites that I first learned on, but books and authors is real key to really truly understand astrology, because there's authors that's been studying this for like 20 plus years, 30 plus years, and the research that they have and the proof back in their research that they have is incredible. And with that, I had learned through Stephen Arroyo. He's one of in the astrology community, he's real prevalent, because the way he breaks down chart interpretations, like he can give you mass examples on how your rising sign or your moon sign will affect you coming in contact with another person, and he'll give you in-depth and detailed explanations on what your particular sign represents and why you feel the way you feel or act the way you act.
Right.
That would be a
The short answer.
real good author I would recommend. Yeah.
Well, Cameron, so back to the misinformation or misconstruing what astrology is, because some people actually sort of align it with or connect it with like palm reading and, prophesying, reading the future. Like, you have those places
Right.
you can go for
Real mystical.
Yeah.
I know.
So how does that, is there any connection there, or explain the difference?
Okay. The reason why people get a lot of spooky misconceptions and mystical misconceptions about astrology is it has a lot of spiritual backing behind it, but it's also considered a pseudoscience. So not even scientists believe astrology is real, but all astrology really is just a tool to explain human behavior at the most basic level I can explain.
Okay,
So
that makes sense. So it is psychology, a lot of psychology. Yeah, a lot of psychology behind it.
Yeah, that's why I brought up like the seasons and all of that stuff earlier as well.
Okay.
It all plays a part into even just our own temperaments and how we change and transition throughout the year, every year.
Mm-hmm. That's why philosophers and psychologists gravitate to this. They kind of gravitate.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Miss Rochelle, I'd like to encourage all the listening audience to please comment your zodiac sign in the comments.
Yes, and that person who's asked about Leo and Leo.
Yes, we want to hear from you. The person that was asking about
all my Libras tap in, man. All my Libras tap in.
And well, Capricorns, you guys are awesome. We want you to tap in.
My Cancers, I know y'all
Scorpios, tap in.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We sure were.
Reckless in Texas.
So
you're more than welcome to.
Yes, come on, Reckless in Texas.
That's such a Leo name.
So, and I did a little more research too about why people believe in astrology, and it does say it is a coping mechanism. It suggests that it helps people make sense of things during turbulent times or when life feels complex. So that's really interesting.
I mean, that's more so religion, I would say.
Yeah.
But it's not that's people's misconception that astrology is like a religion.
It's not a religion. No, it's not a Bible. So if you're looking for religion, God is not in astrology. Now, God,
but it's not about coping.
Yeah, it's not about coping mechanism. That's just what the research suggests. So, and that may be, people who don't have a spiritual foundation, maybe that is what they turn to because they don't know any better. So I can kind of see that, that's where they're directed, self-directed to that if they don't have a spiritual compass.
Shout out to my Pisces.
Yeah, gang.
Pisces gang.
Okay, Pisces gang. What's up? Jay, give us a call. 4345 Jay. Yeah. Give us a call if you have questions or comments. But so we want to make sure we make that distinction. It's not a religion. It's not even a science. It's a pseudoscience. And it's definitely not a religion.
Well, no.
It's
I would say it is a science. I think
it's a pseudoscience.
No, people think it's pseudo. And that's why, like Cameron said, they'll have a spooky way of seeing it, or people have demonized it. But it's not that. That's why I say it has nothing to do with religion or nothing about that. It's just under an understanding of life and human interaction.
Right. Well, I mean, a science like there's no real like I think data points like where it's actually proven, like methodologies, where
it
science
has been proven.
Is a lot of this proven, or is it kind of more like conceptual?
It's been proven.
It's been proven.
Even down to NASA. NASA follows astrology and astronomy.
Astronomy, I know.
And astrology. Yeah.
So they're looking
even down to presidents. Like if you do research, it's not. That's why I say it's nothing new. It's been around since ancient time.
Yeah, if you want to just know the inside scoop, some of your favorite celebrities even have astrologers on their payroll.
They have astrologers on their payroll.
Yeah.
Oh, do they? Oh, so they kind of give them some tips on who to date, not to date, who to hook up with.
Right, that could be it too, but it could be about anything. Like, let's say if we're dealing with an artist, right? A person who put out music. If they have an astrologer on their team, that astrologer can pull up certain dates on when to drop music or when to do a commercial or when to set up a meeting or when not to. You know what I mean? Like that would be a helpful way that an astrologer could help somebody in that caliber.
Back to the gifts and talents. Oh, Gemini here, twins here. Thank you, Brenda. Shout out Gemini. Thank you, Miss Brenda Atkinson. Thank you for that. We appreciate your love. Yeah, so that's interesting. So it kind of helps give them a roadmap in their businesses and how to conduct, how to execute, how to set things up, how to go about just doing their daily business. That's interesting.
That's why they have astrologers. Like it's actually a real thing. People have like that's their career. That's their job. Like Neil deGrasse. There's so many the astrologers out there who get paid to do this.
Well, I have
it's
so
not
many.
Like something they just made up.
It's just fun. It's just interesting because so many data points that I came across when I was preparing for the show, my pre-production work. It was actually saying that there's nothing to validate it. There's nothing to substantiate and validate it. That's why I wasn't calling it science. But
no, I know what you're saying.
Okay.
Isn't I'm touching on what Brianna said, or maybe it was Mr. Wilson. Isn't you said a lot of movie stars? Somebody said a lot of movie stars have.
Yeah, I said that.
Okay, you said that. This is to you. Isn't, I haven't heard about it in a while, but back, say 5, 10, 15 years ago, it was a bunch of media about Tom Cruise and Scientology. Is that on the same?
They coincide with one another, my friend.
Okay, okay, that's what I thought.
Even though Scientology is is way different from astrology, that's still in that realm within higher knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
So you weren't too far off, man.
Yeah, and actually a lot of celebrities, they get introduced to Scientology and that church and all of that, like when they go into Hollywood.
Yeah, that's a whole different thing. Yeah, because I don't know what higher power they believe in, so I don't quite understand that Scientology thing. But if it's a religion, apparently they say it's a religion, but I'm not sure what they believe in.
I guess that's their own religion.
That's their own. So, and then also, people believe in astrology because it gives them a sense of control, external locus of control. You guys, I'm sure familiar with that. Talk to us more about that.
Okay. When people study astrology and they really get to understand it, this is where the sense of control comes from, because now they get to know more knowledge about themselves. They get to know why they react to certain things or why they think certain things that they do. And once they understand that, they really learn how to master themselves in different environments, to when they didn't have the knowledge and they didn't know why they reacted to the situations that they did in the way they did. Now, once they learn that, they can better react. They can react the way they want to now. They can say what they really want to say now. They can do what they really want to do versus not knowing. Right.
Some people take it to more extremes.
They take it to more extremes. Wow. Yeah. Back to the self-awareness and self-discovery, and how to kind of put their lives back together again. Yeah, that's really interesting. So it sounds like it's definitely a tool for empowerment. It helps with people to empower people, doesn't it?
I mean,
Right.
it's like money. I mean, a lot of people demonize money, but it's not money itself that is evil.
It's the love of money that's the sin, the evil.
Well, that, and it's what people choose to do with the money.
Yeah.
Yes, it's the actions behind money that determines whether a person is evil or not.
Yeah.
And that's essentially the same concept with astrology. It's what the person chooses to do with the knowledge that'll determine what type of person they are or not. Like everybody can learn about themselves and learn who they are at the core, their true nature.
Right.
And once you discover that, it's up to you to use those energies properly, use those energies the correct way.
Right. But that's just like in the scripture, as a Christian, reading the Bible, reading scripture, and you can read all day long, but until you internalize what you're reading and apply what you're reading, you're not going to see transformation. You're not going to see change in your life.
Exactly.
How you use it. Exactly. So you can learn it all you want to, but you've got to consume it. You've got to apply what you learn. Yeah.
Exactly. Even though I'm not a religious person myself, I remember even in the Bible that it was a quote or some scripture that says, faith without works is dead.
Yes, faith without works is dead. Thank you, Cameron. Yeah, let's go to Bible. There you go. Oh, we got a comment from Stephen Walton showing support. Great topic. Thank you, Mr. Stephen. Thank you.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, we appreciate you. Yeah, that's all right. I love the scriptures you're quoting, Mr. Cameron. That's awesome. Yeah, faith without works is dead. So you got to put some action to what you're learning. Because I'm all about transformation, right?
Yeah.
It's just, that's so important, because why do you want to stay stuck in your same old ways and go through this life and not wanting to do better, to be a better person, to treat people better, to be more loving and, sharing and kind? Because the world doesn't revolve around you. It's not all about you. God created us to make a difference in this world, to make an impact, and to help people live better lives, right? Whether it's through money or other resources or just encouragement. Yeah.
It's all about evolving.
It is.
That's what we use it as a tool for.
Evolving.
Yeah.
Coming up.
That's what I use it for.
Elevate. I'm all about elevation. Yeah. So let the people who are maybe new to this, how do they get started? Like, help people, give people, you talk about maps. Give people that roadmap. Where do they go? How do they even get started with all of this to, kind of steps to understand what this means?
Go ahead.
Okay, I can recommend some websites that I like to use, that I first started using when I got into astrology heavy. It's a website called Astro Theme that they can type in their birth info, and Astro Theme, they'll give you in-depth descriptions on your natal chart alone. Like, they'll explain your sun sign and what that represents. They'll explain your moon sign and the way you feel about things, and your family life and background, and so on and so forth. That's one website. Another website I recommend is AstroSeek. Not only do they do the same thing as Astro Theme, but they actually give you an elemental count of what type of elements you are. Like, most people, like, they'll have a lot of earth in their chart, and that'll show up as like 10 amounts of earth, you know what I mean? Or some people have a lot of fire in their chart, and it'll show you at the bottom of the screen how much fire you have.
Oh,
that's actually my favorite website to use, AstroSeek. Shout out to them.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I got a lot of fire shut up in my bones.
Yeah, man.
I'm on fire.
Emily, yes, she's a very passionate person.
I am
very passionate. Cam, her Mars is on her moon, so that would also.
My
makes
Mars is
plenty of
on my
sense.
moon.
Yeah.
Okay, now y'all got to break that down.
What does that mean?
What is that?
Okay, look. What she just said was, with your Mars being connected to your moon, what that means is your moon, your emotions, is on the same page with your anger. So what that means is,
Oh.
if you get emotionally triggered, that will most likely anger you. So any triggers that involve with deceit or deception or gossip, that'll most likely bring your anger out to the forefront. Because exactly, because that's what Pisces represent. On the negative aspect of astrology, Pisces represents gossip, lies, scandal.
Yes.
So
wow, you are describing me to a T.
this is why I tell people astrology is so real, man, because it's like it'll literally explain to you your deepest like triggers. It'll explain to you your only things that you know about you. It'll go there. Like, that's how deep and real astrology is.
Wow. It's almost like, you can start doing background checks on people that you're dating. So what kind of people?
Exactly. And for my more advanced astrologers out there, they know exactly about synastry.
Two people are afraid. Like, people don't want you. People don't like to feel exposed or like, you know something about them.
It, right.
Like, you know what I mean?
Right. Well, but it's a good thing. See, that's the red flag to me, because I like to date people who are vulnerable. And if you're not willing to make yourself vulnerable, to me, you're not being very humble or tender. Because if you always have that wall up and act like nothing's ever wrong with you, that's being a little pretentious, right? And so, you're making it harder for the other person to really get to know and understand who you are as a person.
I think for me, that's fun.
Which part? Which side of the wall?
Well, I mean, the learning part.
The learning part.
Yeah. Like, I enjoy it. Yeah, I don't look at it like, this person is like picking me apart. I look at it like, no, you're getting to know me better.
Right, exactly. Yeah. You're getting to know me better, exactly. Yeah, but if people are getting defensive and not wanting you to know who they really are, that might be a red flag. You might want to, kind of back up.
Exactly, and that's what me and Bree talk about all the time. Like, because astrology will show you in a sense, it'll show you what's really the truth about you and other people, right? And we always say that people who, once you really introduce their chart to them and you explain in depth about they aspects and how they act, if they shy away from it or they deny some of it, I mean, not some of it, but if they just completely flat out deny it, then that's kind of like a red flag, because it's like, I'm looking at you. So
exactly. So how should they present it to them? Do you go to dinner and just pull out the chart and say, look what I put together? I mean, what's the best way to present it and discuss and walk through it with somebody? You will do it? That's how you would do it? After a few drinks of wine or something?
Well, I mean, me personally, I usually just, you know how I am. I'll ask, hey, what's your birthday?
Yeah, because you've got to get that information from. What time of day were you born?
Yeah.
Wow, man, you asking too many questions, Bree.
But I usually would just tell them, like, I want to see your astrology,
Yeah, because that's what you told me. I was like,
I do it to everybody.
Yeah, she does it to everybody, so don't feel offended. But that's interesting. It's a good way to really get to know somebody, who they really are.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's fun.
Yeah, it is fun. I've had fun with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yes, our producer has a question.
I have a quick question. Why, this is to Brianna and Mr. Wilson, why do Scorpios get such a bad rap?
Are you?
I love this question.
He must be a Scorpio.
Yes,
he is.
I'm a Scorpio rising myself.
Before you answer that, I'll come in and I have to answer it right quick. Okay.
Hold on, Cameron.
Go ahead.
Hey, Angela.
Hi,
Hey,
hi, Angela. Thank you for calling back.
hi.
How are you?
Good, good.
Well, what's on your mind? Talk to us.
Well, I was gonna say, I I know this probably gonna sound weird, but before me and Robert got together, I specifically looked for signs that were compatible with mine.
Uh-huh.
And so I was like, because, when I was previously married, I was married to a Leo, which were both fire signs. So I was like, we ain't doing that Leo thing no more. I was like, we're going to have to find us an Aries. And it just so happened that Robert happened to be an Aries. See, we both fire signs. Because I already knew. And if they ain't working out one way, it's going to work out another one.
Work out another way. See, there's a lot of truth to that.
What are you? Are you a Sagittarius?
Yes, I am a Sagittarius.
Okay.
And it's so funny because, like, of course, you know how you look up, like, the personalities that a Sagittarius traits and stuff like that. My son, he's a Sagittarius too. His birthday's the 26th, mine's the 28th. And it's so funny because I always tell him, like, you cannot lie to me. Me and you are on the same brain wave. Like, before you thought it, I already thunk it like 5 times.
Yeah. That's how it is. Like my dad and my sister, they're both Sagittarius.
Yes.
And they can say, "Oh my gosh, it's so many things like we do and we act similar."
The same way. Yes, they have
Yes.
type of personality.
Like twins.
And their birthdays are 2 days apart.
Yeah, 2
Yeah.
days.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah. Me and Kyle are 2 days apart. He's the 26th, I'm the 28th. And like he'll come and he'll try to tell me something. And I'll just stare at him and be like, Kyle,
Really?
Don't try that with me.
let's analyze this conversation real fast.
Yeah.
And I was like, because I'm going to tell you right now, what you just told me is a lie.
Right.
And then he'll be like, I hate it when you do that to me.
You can read right through them.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's awesome. Well, thank you, Angela,
Yes.
for sharing that. We love it. Thank you for your.
Yeah. So yeah, I definitely looked up. I definitely went before me and Robert even started talking. I was like, "When's your birthday?" And then he told me, and I went and looked. I even looked at the Chinese one to see what year he was born and what year I was born to see if even that was compatible. Because if not, we ain't know. We just wasted each other's time.
You did a lot of research. You got deep with it, didn't you?
Yes.
Serious, literally. They love to learn, they love to study, they love to travel, they love philosophy.
Oh yes.
That kind of me too. So I think I'm a hybrid.
Well, you have. That's what I'm saying. It goes deeper into just your sun sign.
Does.
But even you yourself, you have a lot of Sagittarius energy.
Oh yeah.
So that's probably why you attract them a lot.
Oh yeah, but I kick them back because some of them. Girl, but Angela, we love your energy and thank you. Thank you for supporting the show.
Yes,
we love you.
Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. I'll be listening.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye.
Bye.
Well, is Cam still with us?
Cam, are you still there? Did we lose?
He should click right back
Oh.
in. Cam, are you there?
Are you there?
Yes, sir.
There he is.
Okay.
Well, this hour flew by really fast, and I tell you, already.
10 minutes.
You want to go another 10?
Another 10
Okay.
minutes,
Our
okay.
producer gave us another 10 minutes. Okay.
Hey, I'm with it, man. Let's make the most of it.
So you got some fire and shut up in your bones too.
Wait, okay, so I want to get back to the producer's question.
Oh yeah, he was talking about Scorpio. Why do people give Scorpios a bad rap? Was the producer's
That was a question.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, let me break this down. Let me break it down. 'Cause I gotta defend my fellow Scorpios out there, man. Because I'm a Scorpio rising myself, so people look at me and think I'm a Scorpio. So I get it.
Yeah.
Look, the reason why Scorpios get a lot of bad press is because in astrology, Scorpio is in the 8th house, right? The 8th house represents taboo. So Scorpio, the sign itself, it represents all taboos of life, the dark side of life that people shy away from, the crime element of life, the dark side of society. That's what Scorpio represents. And with Scorpio in particular, also with Scorpio being a sign of jealousy, being a fixed water sign.
Jealous.
A lot of people.
Yeah, because I meet a lot of
is.
Scorpios, and they're very jealous.
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 Well, every
people.
sign has the
There's
positive
exceptions.
and negative.
Yeah,
It's not.
there's exceptions.
Oh, if you're a Scorpio,
Yeah,
automatically you're just jealous.
Yeah,
No, it's
not
that.
everybody.
It's just the
Yeah, no, definitely not everybody. It's different. Yeah, it's different charts. It's different aspects in the chart that'll
That's true.
offset that type of jealous energy.
Then
But
the day of the week you were born.
sometimes it could just be this is what you may bring out of others. Like
That's true.
these may be the type of people you attract.
right,
Jealous.
because Scorpio, it's a water sign. It's the strongest water sign.
Oh, so water.
And
Okay.
I think Cancer.
with that, you gonna have a Cancer by yourself.
Oh, showing them
But
guns, showing those guns. Look at them.
Hey, we could debate those, but hey,
No, it's
You
all
gotta represent to the fullest, man.
all
talking
about
about water
Capricorn.
signs.
Oh, I was
It's
just
not
saying
your
in general.
lane.
Just saying in general.
Go ahead.
So that's a good. Yeah, no, that was a good question. So what besides Scorpio, what other sign is sort of seen as people being difficult to deal with? Is there another sign besides Scorpio?
Yes, I can give you two more signs off the top of my head. Aries, they get a lot of bad press too because a lot of people think Aries stereotype as being combative and confrontational with people all the time, and really Aries is just a sign of self. Like it could come off as them being combative at times, but really they just sticking up for themselves and staying true to who they are as a person.
Okay.
Another sign.
That's good. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Another sign that gets a bad rep is Libra. A lot of people call Libras people pleasers. A lot of people call Libras. They say a lot of Libras shy, stuff like that. But really, Libra.
Experiences. Yeah. So you
I'm well experienced in this.
What else? They're shy, and what else?
What I said, people pleasing, shy, and this is the top one that I see the most.
What's that?
They get a lot of passive aggressive reps too.
Oh.
And with Libras is the sign of peace, right?
Okay.
Okay. With that being said, a Libra main at the core of who they are, they always gonna want to keep peace and harmony and balance between people. Like I wouldn't say they don't like when things are confrontational, but when things get too chaotic, when Libra steps in the picture, they want to calm things down. They want to smooth things over. And to other people that's highly aggressive or highly confrontational, that could come off to them as being people pleasing or just telling people what they want to hear so they won't have to face conflict. That could come off as people pleasing and passive aggressive to others.
And then also the signs, they have every planet, they have a ruler. So Libra is influenced by the planet Venus. So that's why Libra is more so about love and pleasure and relationships. It comes from the planet Venus, just like Taurus. Taurus is ruled by Venus as well. But there's a masculine and a feminine side to the planet.
Oh.
So Taurus is more feminine, whereas Libra is the masculine side. So Libra is more about intellect and communication and things like that, whereas Taurus is more so, a little more emotional, and earth signs in general is feminine. So it's more so in tune, emotions, that receiving. Air, fire signs, that's masculine. So they're more action-based, aggression, exerting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
what was the last time you described?
You said the last sign. I said air and earth sign. Air and fire signs. So that would be like Libra, Gemini, Sagittarius, Aries, Leo. Who am I missing?
Aquarius.
Those are all like masculine signs.
Oh.
And then earth signs, water signs, Cancer, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, Scorpio, Pisces, those are the more so feminine energies. So we more so are the receivers, the nurturers.
Yeah, that's what we were just talking about, right? And even so, just with the gender, women tend to be nurturers and
right.
Yeah, more.
But if
softer.
you're a woman like me, I have a lot of fire. So although I'm a Cancer, which is a feminine energy, me having a lot of fire, I can come off masculine sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
There's a little passive aggressive.
A little bit. No,
too.
not passive.
Not passive.
I don't think I'm passive.
Passive,
but I do
aggressive.
try.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I try to not be aggressive.
Yeah.
But I can be.
Yeah. When they push you to the edge, don't push me because I'm close to the edge. I'm trying to. Yeah, I'm telling you, people will do that or try to do that to you.
Yeah.
But we can't give away our power like that because people will try to, you're right, try to draw that out of you. And then because they want to be in control, they want to have power over you. So you can't give your power away and let people, make you upset and, lose your mind and get angry.
Yeah.
Because it's just not worth it. And those are negative emotions.
I learned to tame and control.
To manage manage and control our emotions. Exactly.
And that's another thing you can learn by understanding your own energies through astrology. Yeah. Like for me, that was something I struggled with for a long time growing up, is how to deal with my emotions. Why do I even have the type of emotions that I have? Yeah. Why are they so intense?
You're telling me. Woo!
She's such a and she a Leo ascendant. She's such a man.
She's been waiting on you.
No,
she has. You see that?
She was she's a great daughter. So we had fun.
No, but my mom knows. Like I was a very sensitive child.
Very sensitive, super sensitive. Yeah, you were. Yeah. So, but there's nothing wrong with that, But also, girl.
A long way.
Yeah, a long way. And that's all about, maturity and just growing through your experiences, not just going, but growing through. Yeah. And I think that's anybody. It doesn't matter what your signs and stuff are. So you guys, we are about to wrap up the show. This was awesome. I want to do a part 2.
Yes, ma'am. I would love to come up there in person, man. I really would love that. We have to do a sequel, man.
Yeah, a sequel. A whole series. No, I enjoyed this. So, you guys, what are some of the final thoughts that you'd like to share before I close this out? Brianna, I'll start with you.
Okay. Well, I actually had so much more I wanted to talk about, but
part 2.
Yeah. Next time. But no, I mean, my main message to the world is basically just to say that astrology is used as a tool. It's not something that you need to worship or idolize, or it's some spooky thing, you have to be scared of or afraid of either. It's just a tool, just like we utilize money or just, other things in the world. It's just how you use it. It's not what you do, but how you do it and how you use it. So yeah, I would say if you are interested in learning more about yourself, understanding more about yourself, hey, get into it. And I think the producer left the websites you guys can go on as well.
That's right.
If you're starting out and you want to learn more about astrology, they have all the information. And everything, not just your sun sign, but everything. They'll break down the alignments for you, the transits, the birth chart we pulled up, everything is on there.
They just put up the website. Thank you for that. Yeah,
astro thing.
And let me just reemphasize: this is not any idolatry. We're not doing idol worship here. That's not something my program supports. Me as a Christian, I don't support that. So thank you for reiterating that.
Yeah, we don't either.
Yeah, and you guys don't either. So Cameron, what final thoughts do you have to say? You want to leave message? You want to leave with us?
To those who are just now getting into astrology or want to learn about it. Again, just give yourself time, man. Don't try to rush into it because it's a lot to break down to understand. But once you truly get to know it and you understand it, you'll want to learn more about it. And just a little motivational message I want to leave off on a positive note. Despite what anything is going on in your life, just continue to believe in yourself and press forward, man.
Yes,
That's all I want to say.
that's what matters.
Where do they follow you at on social media, Cam Brown?
You can follow me on Instagram at I gotta change. I think I gotta change my ad name. It's like I think it's Cambron23 _. I don't really be on it like that, but you can also find me on Twitter at kingcam.com. I mean at kingcam. I'll send Bree my Twitter handle so y'all can post it or whatever.
Yeah, just spell it out for him so he can type.
Yeah, wherever you're the most active. Let's use that one. Twitter. You're more active on Twitter.
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at KVNG _ KHXM.
KBNG
Yes. _
_
KHXM.
KHXM on Twitter, correct?
Yes, this is Twitter. And just a little side comment, I am the original innovator of the KVNG movement because I see a lot of people with my handle and they Twitter names, so I just want to be the first to claim it.
All right,
That's my handle.
A whole movement? What?
a whole movement. I know.
You'd be surprised how many people got KVNG in their names, man.
Wow. Well, we're going to talk more about that in part 2.
Yeah.
No, and I love what you just said about pressing forward. I love that because we always encourage people to just keep pressing toward the mark, right?
Yes, ma'am. That's what life is all about.
It is.
Moving and progressing forward and being better.
Progress and productivity. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Cameron. Well, we learned a lot about astrology and how it can potentially affect our lives emotionally, physically, or mentally. It seems to be a lot of fun and a harmless tool to use, right, to help us to just be better people. Like anything else, you can either choose to believe in it or not. I'm a Christian, so my belief is in the Word of God. But even so, it's okay for people of God to just have fun and not take things so seriously, where you can't enjoy life. We always want to make sure.
All right, baby, don't be scared.
We always want to enjoy life, right, and have a good time. I don't know much about the lining up of the moon, the stars, and the sun, but I do know who created these things, and nothing else can come.
Nothing to be afraid of.
And nothing else can be compared to our sovereign Creator, who is God. So, and He's God all by Himself. So, thank you all for joining us. That does it for us. Be sure to follow me and like me on social media. I love you, and be sure to love yourself. And I'll see you next time. Thank you. Take care.
Bye.
No problem. Deuce.